What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today when I talk to you about NIO, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, break it down on what is really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, NIO is up 2.38%, outperforming a lot of the EVs that generally I like to look at. So it's an abnormal day, but $4.61 the low, $4.83 the low. At the same time, you are seeing a abnormally high amount of volume. Couple different attributing factors for today. One is this, so news that they did put out. NIO announces repurchase right notification for 0.5 convertible senior note due 2027. Looks like it's going to be payable February 1st, 2025 with the ultimate decision January 30th, 2025. And so even though this is a fairly good rate, it is the convertible aspect that's what they're trying to avoid. So I think in general, they are doing something right by the company. So I know a lot of people like to hate on NIO, saying that they don't care for shareholder value or whatever else. This definitely does say otherwise. So again, I think this is good. Way too many companies do rely on these convertible notes or preferred stock. That is extremely damaging on the underlying stock price. So again, I see this as very, very positive, although it is relatively high, so around 378.5 million. That's what is going to be, I guess, purchased. So it is what it is, so not necessarily the best in that regard. Another thing that did come out though that I feel is relatively positive is this. So the S&P Global expects Chinese NEV penetration to reach 58% in 2025. So this is being increased from 49%. Based on all the stats that have been coming out, I think this is a very, it was expected. But in general though, that does show a greater anticipated demand. So again, a lot of stocks such as NIO should do fairly a-okay. Shorts though are kind of calling BS today. So 2.48 million shares are being increased. 11.09% of the free float is being shorted. So I'm sure some of you are wondering, how did it get to 11%? 2 times per month, the actual exchange does report the true amount of shares being shorted. It's always delayed, so on December the 24th, they did announce that as of December the 13th, there was 11.6% of the free float being shorted. So what Ortex and some other programs do is they take this information and calculate it up to present day. So this is why you do have the new short interest as 11.1%. So it's definitely not a good sign, because shorts have been actually returning more than what was previously anticipated, and yet it didn't really help the stock price all that much. And even today, shorts are increasing, kind of once again calling out, I guess, just the green day as being unjustified. So what is your viewpoint on that in the comments below? Aside from that, moving over to options, market's only been open 1 hour, so take that into consideration, but 990,000 in calls, 123,000 in puts, and 60% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature. So of course, for those of you that kind of watch my videos every day, I go over a lot of the same data, but at the same time, it's good to analyze that. And so far, a lot of the data is very, very optimistic, such as even the options, and that's somewhat abnormal. But of the call options that are being purchased, you see consensus for it to be above 550. The bears are anticipating for it to be sub 450. So a lot more upside is anticipated. Still though, regrettably, no big transactions on the secondary market above $100,000. So big money still isn't really buying the NIO dip, rather it is just algorithmic trading. But aside from that though, NIO's technicals are looking fairly a-okay. So with it at $4.75, it was able to successfully stay above this pivot point. So 513 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, followed by 539. But flip side, 471 and then 429 are going to be the next strong support levels. So yeah, honestly, NIO does show some signs of bottoming and most likely going to be testing these kind of resistance points. So it does have the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages very, very close knit together. So that is at 484 to 494. So a 10-cent range. If it is able to successfully get above that, then this is where you could easily see that 550 come to fruition. And then at the same time, this super trend right here is at 523. If it is able to get above that, then this is where you'll have the algorithms really working on your side and really able to push it higher. So I think all in all, a lot of the technicals are looking fairly good, even based on a lot of my last videos. As long as it was able to stay above the ALMA right here, it was going to move higher and test this resistance level, and lo and behold, this is kind of what is happening. So I think in general, there's still a lot more room for it to essentially go up. No new analyst ratings, so that is kind of interesting, especially based on the recent announcements, so deliveries and stuff like that, or sorry, registration numbers. But yeah, last one was done 10 days ago, so hopefully some new ratings do come in. But I think in general, with it now at 475-ish, that general range, it'd be good to have some new ratings coming in, kind of a, let's see, high single digits, so let's say $8-9. That could give a nice push higher and show a signaling kind of trend even among analysts. So what is your viewpoint? On a side note, based on all of the consensus for the analysts, $5.99 is that price target, and that does represent a 26.11% upside. So what is your viewpoint on NIO? Do you think it is ready to break out, or do you think that this is just more of a one-off type of scenario? So let me know your viewpoint. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon, link in the description below and also the comments. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers. So pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.